Hello, in this lab we're going to take a look at how to use Minitab to do regression. There are two things that you'll have to do in your lab. You'll have to open up worksheets or data sets in order to do regression from those. You'll also need to type in your own data to perform regression on that. So here I have a data set open, and I'm going to use age to predict someone's pulse rate. So to perform regression on that, you would click on Stat, Regression, and then Regression again, and then Fit Regression Model. So this is the pop-up box that you get. In the response box, you want to put your Y variables. My Y variables are going to be the pulse. And then in the continuous predictors box, you want to put your X variable. And for me, that will be age. Click on Results. The only three things that you need to have checked are model, coefficients, and regression equation. Click on OK, click on OK again, and it gives you your regression equation. It also gives you two different p-values, and you would use this second p-value here of 0.003. With a p-value that small, less than alpha, alpha normally would be 0.05. So if I'm rejecting that, that means that there is linear correlation between the two, and we can go ahead and use our equation in order to do a prediction. And so then another part to the lab will be that you'll be asked to predict something. And so I'll say predict the pulse for a female that's, say, 45 years old. And so you would just replace age in this equation with 45 and then calculate what their pulse rate, their predicted pulse rate would be based off of this regression equation. So you'll need to provide that answer. I also want you to provide for me a graph of the scatter plot of your data with the regression equation. And to get that, you would click on Stat, Regression, and its fitted line plot. If you've already done the regression model, then this should automatically be filled in, but if it's not, again, it tells you here that the response is your Y variable and that the predictor is your X variable. And then you would just go ahead and click on OK, and it gives you a scatter plot with your data and in red the linear regression line. It also gives you R squared on this, and so if you want to use R squared in your table, you really could just make this graph and then do your test to see if there's linear correlation between the two variables based off of R and the table that we did during the lecture video. So that's really all that you need to do for this lab. Like I said, for the output for your labs, what I'm going to be expecting for you to provide for me is this graph, and then I will also ask you to predict someone's pulse rate, for example, and give you an age. Or I could give you a pulse and have you predict the age, and so then you would just replace pulse with whatever I told you. Let's say I said that predict someone's age if their pulse was 115. So you would replace pulse with 115 and then solve this equation for age. So you'll need to give me this graph and then answer whatever question gets asked of you. And also remember, if there is no linear correlation, then the best predictor is the average. So if there was no linear correlation between pulse and age, and I asked you to predict someone's pulse based off of their age, then what you would give me is the average of the pulse rates. And remember, to do that, you click on Stat, Basic Statistics, and Display Descriptive Statistics. And then you would select whatever variable you want the mean for and click OK. And then it gives you a whole bunch of things, but it does give you the mean right here. You could also get the mean calculating column statistics, and you can do that under Calc, and then you can do column statistics, and then you can select mean, and then tell it what you want your input variable to be, and then click on OK, and it will give you just the mean then. So that's it for this lab video. If you have any questions about anything, please let me know, and I hope you're having a wonderful day.